Hey, what's up, everybody? Once again, my name is DJ, doing what I do, sitting back here on a Monday, chilling. And actually, it's not Monday, but that's my catchphrase, and I am sticking to it. Taking y'all on another ride, man. We about to go ahead and head towards getting this training in. And what I'm gonna talk to you guys about today, man, is it's gonna be a three-part video. Because I don't want to hold you guys for too long, okay? It's going to be on the subject of hard sparring. It's going to be a three-part video. Actually, it's on the subject of contact sparring, whether it's hard sparring, light sparring, or no contact sparring, because there's also no contact sparring. And I'm going to give you the pros and cons of all three. So this particular video is going to be on the pros and cons of hard sparring. All right, drinking my coffee today. 7-Eleven, man. 7-Eleven got the best coffee, and this ain't a sponsor either. I'm trying to give me some sponsors, but it's a long way from that. Anyway, all right. So hard sparring, guys. Hard sparring. I talk about sparring all the time. What is sparring? Okay, hard sparring. What is hard sparring? So hard sparring is when you're practicing whatever it is you're fighting. We're talking about striking, right? Hard sparring is when you're practicing your striking, and you are sparring hard, meaning that you're not necessarily trying to knock the person out, but you're trying to hit them. And if they are, really, man, if the only way you stop it if they fall or they got to take some time or something like that. That's hard sparring. They swinging hard at you and you swinging hard at them, okay? That's what hard sparring is, okay? So there are some pros and cons. So I'm going to talk to you first about the benefits of hard sparring, because there's definitely some benefits of hard sparring. So the first benefit of hard sparring is that you learn how to take a punch, okay, or take a kick, okay. So if you never got hit hard before, if you never, got kicked hard before, and you have no idea what it feels like, when it happened, it's going to shock the shit out you, okay? It's the first time somebody spar and they get hit light. It could be a little light hit, and they're like, oh shit, they start shaking their head and stuff like that. That's a light one, okay? When you get hit hard, it will shut you down if you never got hit hard before, okay? And there's nothing you can do about it. It's like your body's instinctive response. So if you never hard sparred before and then you get caught out here in the street and somebody hits you hard, you're going to shut down, okay? Like Mike Tyson say, everybody got a plan until they get punched in the face. Well, everybody got a plan until they get punched or kicked hard, okay? Once you get punched and kicked hard, all that years and years of training you got, or months and months of training you got, going to go right out the window, all right? Because you never got hit hard before. So hard sparring teaches you how to take that punch, take that hit, okay? So that's a big benefit of hard sparring, okay? A second benefit of hard sparring is you actually learn how to hit somebody or kick somebody or whatever you're doing to somebody hard. Look, if you have never actually hurt somebody when you punched them, if you have never actually hurt somebody when you kicked them, if you have never actually caused pain to anybody, then how do you really know that you can do it, okay? How do you know if you got, big punching power if nobody ever told you that you got good punching power, okay? I ain't talking about somebody you hit them medium and they go, oh, can you not hit as hard? I'm talking about you got into a real hard sparring match with somebody that's tough, and they told you, man, wow, you pack a punch. Like you seen them, like you hit them and they wobbled. You kicked them and they they fell to their knee or something like that from a gut punch or a leg kick or a body kick or something like that. You put somebody down. If you have never done that, how you know you can do it? okay? So, when you hard spar, it lets you know what you can actually do, because you've done it before, okay? So that's the second benefit of hard sparring. You know you can put somebody down because you've actually put somebody down, okay? Man, look, people be sparring in the gym, when amateurs and pros, and when they really get into it, it be people who get floored. It get people who get put on their ass, and it's part of it, and like I said, it's not a real match, so they don't have to wait 10 seconds before they get up or something like that. They can take all the time they want, but the person knows they can do it, and that's important, okay? The third benefit of hard sparring, it builds character. It builds character / confidence. Like I say, I call my company Confidence During Chaos, okay? Listen, if you know that you can take a punch and how a punch feels, if you know that you can give a punch and you go into an actual match or actual fight, it gives you confidence, and the results of that fight. You have a high, confidence level of the results of the fight. If you ain't never hit nobody and they never hit you, you don't know how this shit gonna play out. And it kind of, makes you a little nervous going into the fight. You got professional fighters, even the professional fighters who don't hard spar, anymore, they have hard sparred at some point in time in their life. So they know, what happens when they get hit. They know what happens when they hit somebody. So they're way more confident than a person that's never done it before, okay? I remember I used to spar with my instructor, Master Gerald Dawson. He was a big guy, and he used to hit me hard. So when I actually went into matches, or I got into a situation with somebody that was bigger, I wasn't really panicking because my instructor was big and he hit hard. So I figured, well, if I could take his punch, then I ain't worried about nothing. So my confidence was up. So it builds confidence and it builds character, okay? Those are the three benefits of hard sparring, okay? You learn how to take a punch, you learn how to give a punch, and you build confidence / character, okay? So let's talk about the three cons of hard sparring, because there's also some cons of hard sparring, okay? So one con of hard sparring is, well, shit hurts. I mean, look, when you get hit by somebody or you get kicked, you get kicked in your leg, that shit hurt, man. You feel that pain, okay? And you leave with some bruises, you leave with some whelps, you leave with some marks, you get hurt, okay? And the thing about that is, a lot of times when you're training, especially when you're working on a technique or something like that, it kind of prevents you from really working on a technique, because you're gonna get hurt. So it's like when you're doing your rolling, if you're doing jiu-jitsu or something like that, and you're working on going for a submission, but you know that if you go for the particular submission, they're gonna pass your guard, they're gonna put you in mount and stuff like that. You don't want to work on the submission, okay? Same thing. And if you kind of working on this, like, hook to the body or something like that, and you might get, hook to the head. When you're working on a hook to the body, you don't want to work on your hook to the body, all right? Because you might get hurt. So that's a con. Second con, you can get injured. So injury and pain is two different things. Some people got a high pain tolerance, but injury is a whole nother ball game, okay? You can get injured, man. You can get concussions. You can get a broken, rib. I done had my ribs broke a couple of times, because I think once you had a break the first time, it's just easy to break. I done had my rib one rib right here. You know, I get hit in it, and that's it. You know, it's happened, you know, about 3 times. But you can get really injured, man. Listen, I tell you, you know, this is why I, you know, particularly don't hard spar, but you know, I don't even spar, you know, to the head as much no more, because anytime I get hit, it can be a light hit. I hear ee every time, even a light hit, man. Ee. You know, it's crazy. You know, when I get like you tap me on my eye, everything get blurry. Either eye, you just tap me on my eye, everything get blurry. You know, so that's why I know. I don't know. I didn't, you know, spar one too many times or something like that, man. So, you know, I know what y'all saying. He need to get that checked. I do need to get the check. That's why I don't really fuck around with it no more. But every time, man, I hear that, you know. So, you know, if you got a pre-existing condition or something like that, it's something you need to be concerned about. Okay. So, yeah, you can get injured. Okay. I had a guy. One of my students was sparring another guy, and they was hard sparring. They wasn't even supposed to be hard sparring, but it turned into a hard sparring match. And he got hit, right? Bam! And it put him on his knees. And you know, I mean, that was it. But a couple of weeks later, you know, or a couple of days later, he came to me and he was like, "Man, you know, I don't know what's wrong. You know, I'm always dizzy. I got headaches." And you know, the things he was telling me, I was like, you know what, man, I think you might have a concussion. You know, you need to take it light, you know, ease off it a little bit, you know, and relax. He said, well, I'm going to go, you know, get it checked out. He went and got checked out. And the doctor told him, man, you know what? Never mind the concussion. You got a tumor. You got a tumor in your head about the size of a fist. And we got to do surgery. And he had to do surgery, man. The tumor had nothing to do with the sparring. Had nothing to do with the hard sparring. It's something that he had in his head, and he didn't even know he had it, and they had to do surgery. As a matter of fact, ironically, you know, he says that training and sparring that day saved his life, because had he not got hit, had he not got that concussion, he would have never went and got checked. And he would have, man, he might have died, you know, because the tumor was growing in his head and he never knew, you know. So in that case, it kind of saved his life, but you don't want to be in that situation, okay? So hard sparring, man, could cause injuries, sometimes long-term injuries, okay? And that's never good, okay? And the third con of hard sparring is, to be honest, the shit ain't that fun. You know, I mean, at least not for the average person. The average person does not want to hit somebody, you know, hard, okay, and hurt somebody. The average person does not want to, the average person don't want to hit somebody hard. The average person does not want to get hit and be hurt hard. I mean, you know, if you're that type of person who gets a lot out of, like, you know, hurting people and don't mind being hurt, you probably, like, you know, gonna be like a fighter or something. Like, you know, you probably gonna try to start really competing and stuff like that, because that's the job of a fighter, to hurt your opponent, to put your opponent down, and they trying to hurt you and put you down. If you like that type of shit, you probably need to be in the ring or in the cage. But the average person, they don't really like that shit. You know, it's not fun for the average person. All right, so there you go, man. That's the pros and cons of hard sparring. That's the you got some benefits to it, and you got some cons to it. You gotta weigh the pros and cons and decide what you're gonna do. But whatever you're gonna do it to the best of your ability. All right. Peace. I'm out. Oh, don't forget, guys, subscribe to my channel. Like, comment, subscribe. And make sure you buy my book, Self-Defense, Why Even Bother? How, Why, and What to Learn to Protect Yourself. All right? Peace. I'm out. That was perfect timing, man. I got to my gym right when I finished the video. All right? Peace.